Good evening and welcome to Football Friday Night. Alongside Matt Zigai, I'm Jason Geiser, and we begin tonight in the WBL where league-leading Ottawa Glandorf finishes their season against the two teams directly behind them in the conference standings.
Yeah, Jason, Kenton and Wapak, the only two teams standing in the way of Ottawa Glandorf's perfect bid at a conference record and their first outright WBL title since 2012. Tonight, the Wildcats and their air raid offense get the first crack at the Titans, who shut them out 31-0 a year ago. Kenton hopes to write a different story at home tonight. The Wildcats' only WBL loss came in Week 6 against St. Mary's, but since then they have put together back-to-back conference wins, both coming by double digits. Early first quarter, Kenton marching, but Blaine Houston is hit as he throws, and his pass is picked off by Parker Schnipke as the Titans' defense holds at 0-0 after one. Second quarter now, same score, OG on the move, and this is Clayton Recker untouched up the middle. He is in for the Titans touchdown. OG can't convert the extra point, though. It's 6-zip Titans. Kenton looking to respond on their ensuing drive, and they are looking deep, but this time Will Kaufman is there to haul in the interception. Ottawa Glandorf frustrating the Kenton air raid attack, but it would not last. Late second quarter now, Houston buying time before finding his number one target, Jaden Cornell, and look at him go. Cornell takes it deep inside OG territory as the Wildcats come back to hand the Titans their first WBL loss. Kenton wins 14-9. OG returns home to host Wapak next Friday. The Redskins ran through Defiance tonight 42-7. So the winner of OG Wapak will claim at least a share of the WBL title next week. Kenton can do the same with a win at Elida.
Those Bulldogs play a backyard rivalry game at Shawnee this evening. The Indians are trying to snap out of a 5-game skid against a winless Elida squad. The Tribe's only beaten the Bulldogs twice in the last 10 years. They're up 20-3 in the second quarter when John Barker connects with Keaton Cooper at the 5-yard line. And then on third down, Barker takes the snap, rolls to his left. There's nothing doing that way, so he cuts back the other way, tucks the pumpkin under his arm, and does it himself. Barker gets the goal line, giving Shawnee a 28-3 lead at the half. And with a comfortable edge in the third quarter, you just feed the ball to your big running back. Will Roberson right up the middle, breaking off a big run of 50 yards. The senior takes Shawnee down to the 15-yard line, and you have to let him finish it. Roberson with 3 rushing touchdowns and an interception return score tonight. Shawnee wins 42-10. It is rivalry night on Grand Lake as well this evening. Salina plays host to St. Mary's. It's the 101st showdown between these teams, with the Riders holding a commanding 65-29-6 lead. Third quarter, Salina trails 21-6. Cooper Jones trying to make something happen, but the ball's poked away, and Tanner Howell takes it all the way back the other direction. The Rough Riders touchdown gives them a 28-6 lead, and they keep playing good D. The Bulldogs receiver can't haul this in, but Ethan Wedding can, and St. Mary's turns the interception into more points. Fourth quarter, Ty Howell takes it to the outside and into the end zone. St. Mary's wins 35-6.
Bath has dropped 2 in a row. Tonight they play their second straight game on the road at Van Wert. The Cougars shut out the Wildcats 33-zip in last year's matchup between these two. Third quarter, Van Wert driving. Owen Treese with the shovel pass to TJ Reynolds, who takes it to pay dirt. The Cougars jump in front by 14. Bath would have an answer, though, as Dolan McDermott hits Blaine Albright, who reaches for the goal line, and he is in as the Wildcats pull within 7. But on the ensuing Van Wert drive, it's Treese. This time looking deep down the field and finding a wide-open Tanner Barnhart, who has nothing but green grass in front of him. A long touchdown hookup makes it 28-14 home team, and then Jake Hillary adds the exclamation mark. Van Wert doubles up Bath 42-21. Now we welcome in Katie Gilhooly with a rivalry game in the Flag City.
Thanks, Matt. In the previous 6 meetings between the Spartans and the Trojans, Lima Senior holds a 5-1 advantage after Findlay broke their 5-game win streak last year with a 40-13 win at Spartan Stadium. This year, both ball clubs sit at 3-5 on the season as the Trojans look to reach the 500 mark in track play with a win tonight in this week's Football Friday Night Spotlight Game of the Week.
Football Friday Night Spotlight Game, brought to you by D&D Trucking and Services.
We take a trip north on I-75 to Donnell Stadium for this old-fashioned rivalry. Second quarter, Trojans up 23-0. Garrett Krupp finds Ben Ireland down the sideline to get Findlay into Spartan territory. Later that drive, it's another Krupp to Ireland connection, and he's all alone. He finds Pater with ease, but the Spartans block the PAT, and the Trojans take a 29-0 lead. Moving to the third quarter, Krupp to Pat Dillon, who's pushed out of bounds, but it's good enough for the first down. That sets up another Krupp to Ireland connection. Ireland here pulling away from a Spartan defender who gets in the end zone. Spartans block the extra point again, but Findlay takes a 35-0 lead. Fourth quarter now, Lima Senior trying to get something going, but the Spartans fumble the snap, and Aiden Eubanks comes up with the ball, and the Trojans make it 2 in a row with a win, 35-0 win over Lima Senior.
Thanks, Katie. In the Northwest Central Conference, Perry's 1 win away from their first ever league championship. The Commodores are at Riverside. They're just 3-12 against these Pirates since joining the NWCC in 2014. Third quarter, Cale Long calls his own number for the Pirates, gets the edge and the pylon. That cuts the Perry lead to just 30-20. Fourth quarter, Long again, up the middle and in. We've got ourselves a 4-point game, but Perry gets it back in gear. Ryan Yanks on the keep, finds the end zone. Perry's up 36-26. Last chance for Riverside. Long rolls, looking downfield, letting it fly, but he's picked off by DeVaris Glenn. His third pick of the night secures a 42-32 Perry victory. So in their 60th year of varsity football, the Commodores are conference champions at last. They can claim the NWCC title outright next week with a win at Lehman Catholic. The Cavaliers won at USV tonight. Hardin Northern is still in line for a share of the crown if Perry slips up. The Polar Bears beat Ridgemont 54-6. Waynesfield Goshen topped Elgin tonight 28-18.
Despite 7 straight wins and 6 coming via double digits, LCC still remains outside the top 10 in the most recent Division 6 state polls. The T-Birds hit the road tonight to take on Troy Christian. First quarter, LCC up 7. Troy Christian punting. Rossi Moore back deep for the T-Birds, and they can't lay a finger on him as Moore zigs and zags his way all the way to the end zone. It's 14-0 LCC, and they weren't done. Next T-Bird possession, Sean Thomas takes the handoff, gets to the edge before breaking multiple tackles, and he is gone. It's Thomas's second score of the quarter, making it 21-zip Birds. Still in the first when Moore gets one more as he takes the inside handoff, bounces it to the outside and takes it in for 6. LCC continues to roll. They shut out Troy Christian 70-0.
We need to take our first break here on Football Friday night. When we come back, the championship chase continues in the Blanchard Valley with a rivalry game at defending state champion Macomb. Highlights from the BVC, NWC, and NWOAL up next.
You're watching Football Friday Nights. Jason and Matt, back to you.
Thank you, ladies. Well, listen to this. The Leipzig Vikings only lost 2 games last year, once in the regular season and once in the regional finals, but both to the same team, their arch rival Macomb. And to top it all off, the Vikings then had to watch the Panthers go on to win a state title. Tonight, these two teams renew their rivalry at Doc Miller Field with Macomb undefeated atop the BBC. While Leipzig sits just a game back, the Vikings haven't beaten the Panthers since 2013. Third quarter, Vikings down 19-14. Lorenzo Walther gets the give, and he punches it in. A 2-point conversion makes it 22-19 Leipzig, but Macomb answers right back. Aaron Davis working play action before looking deep down the field, and Kevon Bailey pulls it in, and he's off to pay dirt for a 60-yard touchdown as Macomb takes a 25-22 lead. Still in the third, the Vikings in the red zone once again. The pitch goes to Cole Williamson, who follows his blockers to the end zone as Leipzig takes the lead back again. Late fourth quarter now, same score, last chance for Macomb, and the Panthers are stopped on 4th down. Leipzig upsets the #1 team in Division 7. Vikings win it 29-25.
That means Liberty Benton can clinch at least a share of the BVC title tonight. Hosting North Baltimore, LB's only played the Tigers once since the latter joined the league in 2014, a 49-10 drubbing last fall. Early first quarter, Michael Erdeljak pitches to Marshall Rose, who takes it down the far sideline into a bunch and emerging out the other side. Rose is in full bloom, in for the first score of the night, 7-0 Eagles, and then off a North Baltimore punt, Marcellus Eckford fields it, works his way upfield into Tigers territory. He makes the final man miss right cheer. He walks in with ease. LB rolls 56-0. The Eagles claim a share of the league crown and can win it outright with a Week 10 win over Macomb. Around the rest of the BVC tonight, Arlington shuts out Van Buren 33-0. Arcadia wins at Corey Rawson 38-7. Riverdale beats Van Loo 49-18. And Pandora Gilboa plays the BVC's non-league game against Crestline, rolling 61-8.
3 teams head into Week 9 tied atop the NWC standings, and Allen East is one of them. Tonight, the Mustangs play host to one of last year's NWC co-champs in Crestview, who sit just 1 game back of the conference leaders. Third quarter, Mustangs trailing. Bryce Belcher off the play action. Fires one up the seam to Garrett Neff for 6. The Mustangs miss the extra point, though. Crestview leads 7-6. Still in the third, Mustangs driving again. Belcher looking deep, this time for Cole Fletcher, who goes up and mosses the defender. An incredible incredible catch by the senior, and just a few plays later, he would finish it off as Fletcher takes the Wildcat snap right up the middle from a yard out. Allen East goes for 2 and gets it. It's 14-7 home team. Crestview needs an answer, and on 3rd down and long, the Knights are looking deep, but Logan McClure goes up and snatches the INT. Allen East with a huge second half comes back to win 20-14.
Spencerville returns home tonight, trying to bounce back from their first NWC loss of the year. The Bearcats still control their own fate in a quest for a 3rd straight league crown as they host Bluffton. Bearcats set the tone early. Very first play from scrimmage, Reese Hodge-Miller busts up the middle and sacks the Bluffton quarterback. And then on Spencerville's very first offensive play, here comes Gunnar Grigsby, untouched, into the clear. The sophomore busts off a 34-yard run well into Bluffton territory. And on the next play, Joel Lotz finishes it. He scampers 37 yards. The Bearcats come out strong, jumping up 7-0, and they don't ease up. Next possession, Braden Bowers is into the end zone for a short TD. The freshman makes it 14-0, and when Spencerville gets the ball again, Josh Headline rolls out and tosses to Eli Harder, who does the bulk of the work from 36 yards out. The young Bearcats win it 35-0. So what about the rest of the NWC? Columbus Grove is the 3rd conference co-leader entering week 9, but they don't play till tomorrow night at Jefferson. The only other league game tonight sees Paulding beat Ada 70-40.
Patrick Henry is coming off just their 2nd loss of the season, both of which have come in overtime. Tonight, the Patriots can bounce back in a big way on the road against arch-rival Liberty Center. Pick it up, Patrick Henry driving, 4th and goal for the Patriots. TJ Ramey rolls to his right and connects with Clayton Freehan for the touchdown, but that's one of the few highlights on the evening for PH. The Patriots fall 35-13.
We need to take our second and final break here on Football Friday night. When we come back, it's off to the MAC to see how the conference's 4 co-leaders respond after last week's shake-up in the standings. Stay tuned. Only twice in the 47-year history of the MAC have more than 2 teams tied for the league title, the most recent being 30 years ago this fall. Following last Friday's madness, we have 4 teams tied atop the standings entering the penultimate week of the season. We'll begin with Anna, who overtook the top spot in the D6 state poll this week after their big win over Coldwater. The defending MAC co-champs are at Parkway tonight, up 7-0 in the second, but the Panthers bare their teeth. The give is to Jason Luth, and the senior gets to the edge and does even better than that. He totes this rock all the way to the house. The touchdown ties the game at 7, but Anna answers. Bart Bixler on the quarterback keeper coming at us and then taking it into the end zone. Anna wins 49-28. Now 7-1 Coldwater still owns a share of first place in the conference. The Cavaliers play their rivalry game against St. Henry tonight. The 1-7 Redskins ride a 5-game skid into week 9. It's an action-packed first quarter at Cavalier Stadium for St. Henry. Andrew Lange rolls, sets his feet, and fires downfield to Carter Ontrup for a 39-yard touchdown catch and run. Redskins go up 7-0, and Coldwater always answers. Zach McKibben, 34 yards to pay dirt. Coldwater wins 49-14.
Coldwater is at Marion Local next week. The Flyers, another team that is currently tied atop the MAC. Tonight, Marion Local hits the road to take on a Fort Recovery bunch that has won 2 of their last 3. Second quarter, Marion Local up 7-0. Kyle Muhlenkamp rolls to his right and lobs it to Peyton Oddie, who turns on the Jets. This is not the Marion Local game, folks.
We're going to look at it. Minster and Versailles here.
Minster Versailles here, so that would be Jacob Niemeyer running in and finding the end zone. So that long touchdown will extend the Wildcats' lead to 35-12. Minster then would keep their foot on the gas. Alex Schmidtmeyer gets the handoff, gets the edge, and has plenty of running room. Everything clicking for Minster tonight. They roll 42-20. We will go to the MAC scoreboard now. Minster is at New Bremen next Friday. The Cardinals won at St. John's tonight, 41-13.
What you didn't see in there that we were talking about was Marion Local's victory over Fort Recovery. 36-7 was the final there. Cross County Conference tonight. Fort Loramie wraps up at least a share of their 2nd straight championship, 55-0 over Twin Valley South. In the Central Buckeye, Mad River Division, Indian Lake beats Graham 27-23. Ben Logan loses at Northwestern 20-6. Kenton Trail Division, London is 40 points better than Bell Fountain on the night. And in the Green Meadows Conference, Wayne Trace loses at Edgerton. The final score there is 62-25. And that is how we will wrap up week 9 here on Football Friday night. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to everyone here who helps us put the show on the air every week. Join Matt back here tomorrow for highlights from cross country, soccer, and more high school football.